Hello, I'm Tess. Welcome to the Feed My Friends series. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make Swedish meatballs. So first thing is first, I'm just going to finely chop up my herbs. So here I've got parsley and dill, which I'm just finely chopping. And I'm just going to add that straight into the mince. Okay, I'm also going to add my breadcrumbs and some sour cream, some allspice. Now, you can use a spoon for this, but I'm just going to get my hand straight in. You want to massage all the herbs, all of the spices and the breadcrumbs really nicely into the mince till it's really well combined. As you're mixing, now is a good time to add some salt. Don't want to forget the seasoning. Be generous. You might think you're adding a little bit too much, but meat proteins need quite a lot of salt. So be generous. You want maybe a teaspoon and a half. So just keep going until it's all really nicely combined like this. Perfect. So I'm just going to pop this in the fridge to marinate for about half an hour, just to let the flavors really combine nicely and just give it a little chance to relax. So it's time to make the meatballs. So you want to take a handful of mince, that's about the size of a large ping pong ball. No smaller than that, because when you cook the meat, it starts to shrink slightly. So you want them to be about this kind of size. That's about perfect. Carry on until you use up all your minced meat. For the full list of ingredients and the method, make sure to check out the description box. Okay, so my last meatball's ready. Now, I've preheated a large frying pan on a high heat. So I'm just going to add some olive oil into the bottom, a nice generous amount. We don't want these meatballs to stick. Now, to fry the meatballs. So just add them to the pan, giving them plenty of space. We want them to fry, not steam, so it's important not to overcrowd your frying pan. We really want to make sure they get nice and crispy, no steaming. So my meatballs are nice and crispy now. I've turned the heat right down, and I'm just going to take them out and pop them on a plate. Go. Perfect. Now, we just want to pour the fat out of the pan. So I'm just going to pop that in there and put that to one side. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of lemon, deglaze the pan a bit, just get those meat juices off. And then I'm going to add the stock. I'm just going to bring this to the boil and simmer it slightly to reduce. So my stock is simmering nicely. So I'm going to add some mustard. This is about a tablespoon. And a little tiny bit of honey, just to add a little sweetness. So I'm just going to give that a little whisk just to make sure that's nicely mixed. So the mustard is just to add, ooh, mustard burning my eyes, ooh. So the mustard is just to add a bit of depth of flavour. It just adds a nice kind of earthiness. I'm going to set that to one side. The heat's off. And I'm just going to chop some herbs. A bit more herbs to go in. Nice and fine. And just finely chop up some of the dill as well. Because the flavour's so light, it's nice to have the freshness of the herbs. There we go. There, so they're ready for use. So I'm going to come back to my sauce here. And I've got my sour cream and my double cream. So I'm just going to add that into the pan, nice and quick. And just give it a nice whisk. As you can see, this is thickening the sauce nicely. So I'm just going to add this back to the heat on a very low heat. But now is a good time to taste it and season. Think about the flavours. You want to counteract the mustard with the sweetness of the honey, maybe add a bit more lemon if you need it. A bit of salt and pepper, definitely. And I'm ready to add the meatballs back. So it's just to warm them through nicely. Make sure to leave your comments below and tell me what you'd like to serve it with and which herbs you'd like to use if you don't use dill and parsley. I'd be really interested to hear your comments. I'm just going to add my fresh herbs in there. Give it a nice shake around, little mix. And I'm literally just going to serve my meatballs up, position nicely. on top of my mash, excuse fingers. And then look at that lovely sauce. Just gonna drizzle some of that over. Oh, yes. Now, so I've got some cranberry sauce here, which is just absolutely delicious to serve it with, and also dill tops that we saved from earlier. So I can just pop some of those on as well. I have to say this is actually one of my favourite meatball recipes. I shouldn't say that or the rest are gonna get jealous. Just gonna add a little, kind of couple of dollops, cranberry sauce, and that'll just mix in with the delicious creamy sauce. And there we have it, my delicious Swedish meatballs with a really nice sour cream sauce. I really hope you like this recipe. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel, Tess Ward. Please leave some comments, click the subscribe button. Make sure to check out the rest of the episodes in the series. See you again next time.